Here's the official complaint to the Albany Diocese. The man you're about to meet says it's not easy sharing his story. This paperwork was forwarded to the district attorney in Albany. Their office says it can't comment on ongoing investigations. What we can tell you is that the Albany Diocese has paid out more than $9 million in compensation and counseling to nearly 100 priest abuse survivors. And they tell us they're getting ready to initiate even more dismissals.
I don't believe I will ever forget the monster, what he's done to me.
It started at St. Catherine Center for Children in Albany.
He'll touch my private parts.
It was 1980. Michael Harmon was 11 years old.
He told me that if I said anything, if I stopped him, I would be taken away from my mother.
Father Edward Pratt was vice chancellor with the Diocese of Albany at the time. Harmon says Pratt also made him and another boy perform sex acts on each other.
And Father Pratt would be there watching us.
Back then, Pratt was a trusted family friend in the Harmon home. Relatives, Michael says, had no idea what was going on behind closed doors. The abuse, according to Harmon, stopped briefly a year later before starting up again.
I can't tell you how many times he would abuse me.
It also happened on vacation in New Jersey, according to Harmon, and this complaint the diocese forwarded to the DA's office.
We shared a room together, and it was bad.
Records obtained by News Channel 13 reveal Harmon's academic and behavioral issues. Around 16, he says he confided in the priest running the chancery and then Bishop Howard Hubbard.
I told Bishop Hubbard, I says, Father Pratt's been touching me. I said, I need help. I don't know what to do. I need somebody to help me. And then that's when he says, if I ever hear you again, say anything to anybody, then I will have you arrested.
Michael is obviously very courageous in bringing forth his story. And it's graphic and it's hard to listen to at times, but I think for people sitting out there in their homes thinking about this issue, this is what he experienced as a child.
Attorney James Marsh with the Marsh Law Firm says the 20-year effort to get the Child Victims Act passed now means a wave of lawsuits coming in August. The CVA extends the statute of limitations, giving a 1-year window for victims to speak out and seek justice.
We're looking at over 200 across the state of New York, and literally the phone rings every day with new clients and new claims. So yeah, this is an epidemic.
News Channel 13 took Harmon's allegations right to Father Pratt. See if we might be able to talk with you about a gentleman by the name of Michael Harmon at his apartment not far from the Church of St. Mary, where he's currently a member. Do you remember him? He claims that you abused him at St. Catherine's in Albany. Father Pratt told us over the phone he'd rather not talk about Michael Harmon, that his name sounds familiar, but he needed to speak to his attorney. Pratt hasn't responded to us since.
The people that work for God are like your parents. You're supposed to trust them.
The Albany Diocese confirms Father Pratt's final assignment was here at Corpus Christi Church in Round Lake. He was here from 1996 to 2002. At that point in time, he was removed. Father Pratt's name and dozens of other Catholic priests within the diocese are on this current list of those credibly accused. Of the 47 priests named, nearly half are deceased. A diocesan spokesman says those still living, including Pratt, are permanently barred from serving as priests. All but 2 are still receiving health and pension benefits through the priest's retirement plan.
What we know about offenders is that they are oftentimes protected by institutions, and they will go to any lengths to gain access to children.
News Channel 13 requested on-camera interviews with both Bishop Edward Scharfenberger and Bishop Hubbard. The diocese declined, but did offer in part, quote, "We continue to be horrified by reports of child sex abuse even years after the fact." The diocese is anxious to walk with him on his journey toward healing. We encourage him, if he has not done so already, to reach out to our assistance coordinator, whose job it is to see to it that survivors get the help they need and deserve. Harmon says he'll pass on the offer, confessing the problems with the priest.
It will never leave your head, it never will.
Carried forward to his future.
I had no place to go to. If they didn't want to talk to me, my mother didn't believe me. I had tried suicide a few times, which thank God I failed. But even today, talking about my situation, it gets hard.
In April, the current bishop established a task force calling for comprehensive reform. Again, we've asked for an on-camera interview with the bishop and we're told no. We've also requested an on-camera interview with the state attorney general into her investigation, and we're told that they don't discuss matters involving ongoing investigations. The diocese here in Albany says it is still cooperating with that subpoena. The CVA allows for lawsuits to be filed in August. Reporting in Albany, I'm Jill Konopka, News Channel 13.